my next guest will be facing Darian Weeks in the main event of Dana White's Contender series on September the 7th. And of course, it is Josh Quinlan on the show. Josh, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for the opportunity, Ryan, and feeling great 2 weeks out, and not feeling, never feeling better.
That's fantastic. I can't wait for Contender Series to be back. As you said, we're 2 weeks out. As it gets a little bit closer, how are your nerves? Are you one of them guys that just get, I don't want to say nervous, but just a little bit more amped up as you get closer to fight night?
Usually, 2 weeks out, the butterflies don't aren't too close. They're not kicking in yet, but I'm just zoning in. I feel sharp. I've been focusing on this for several months, and just had a great fight camp. With one fight team. My teammate Marco Lopez, my coaches Leandro Lorenco, Michael Costa, and Steve Pellegrino, and just feeling good. Feeling good. Also, I have to shout out to Coach Casey from 10th Planet. Been working some jujitsu in the morning with him, and so getting as much training as I can in, but keeping the fight team strong, and gonna bring something nice to the table.
Who are some of your main training partners, or at least for this camp, that you've been getting your work in with?
My main training partners, the people that's been giving me great work, is Marco Lopez. He's my teammate since the beginning. He's a professional fighter as well. Um, there's John Poppy. Has strong jiu-jitsu from 10th Planet. He's a great guy, great teammate. Pushes me in the grappling, and everybody at One Fight Team, even though they're not big names or well-known names. We train as a team. We train as a family there. Everybody pushes each other no matter what level. We all give each other the best, and we all bring out the best in each other. So it's a great environment there.
Now, this fight will obviously be a welterweight bout. What is that cut for you to get to 170? How big do you get, and are you in a pretty good spot right now to make the rest of that cut before big fight night?
Yes, sir. Everything is going as planned. Not too hard of a cut. I usually start around 190, 185 to 190, and the last week I cut about 10 to 15 pounds. Everything's going on point. Since I've been dedicated myself, since I've been training full time, um, the weight hasn't been sticking on. I've been able to get to a clean, a solid weight, training wise and eating clean food. So, it's not going to be too hard of a cut. That's great. So I can just focus on the task at hand.
Have you ever had a really bad weight cut before? I marvel at how much weight a lot of these fighters cut nowadays. I mean, some guys are cutting north of 30 pounds to make the weight class that they're fighting at. What was the worst experience that you've been through?
Um, there was some challenging situations. You have to make sure you moderate your food level. Sometimes I do it myself. Sometimes I do it through a meal prep company. Right now, I'm working with Real Fit Meals from Las Vegas. They've been great. I've been working with them for probably the past 6 months, and the food's consistent, the food's delicious, and they give me just what I want, and everything's in online. Um, and just for the weight cut, sometimes you're getting down to those last pounds, maybe 5 to 10 pounds, and you want to have enough food to have a proper training, but not enough food to kind of have a calorie excess. Or so some days I eat a little too little. There was some days that I was cutting out the carbs, but I needed some carbs for training, and maybe I didn't eat enough carbs, and the training was challenging, but got through it. It's all a mental state. It comes down to the mental state. Once it gets a little, the food gets minimized.
Is there one food that you kind of have to just not look at during training camp? Something that you really enjoy, but isn't the healthiest for you?
I enjoy healthy food. Like there was times I had some binges, but I was able to, that's been in the past, and I was able to be have some good self discipline in my diet. The food of choice that I like, I just enjoy is sushi. If and it, if you like sushi, Vegas is the right place to be because they have all you can eat sushi from probably not every corner, but kind of like that. Like probably 10 different places, all you can eat sushi, and you can go hard in there. That is clean food, but you have to watch the sodium and stuff. So I try to go for the sashimi, just the fish. Sometimes when it gets closer to weight cut, but I still enjoy having a nice meal with some friends and family before the fight, just to get a good energy. I just have to watch the carbohydrate and the salt intake.
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast now, but I lived in California for about 5 years, so I
There
know
you go.
how big sushi is out there on the West Coast, man. I know you can get it almost everywhere you go. I do want to ask you just about your evolution as a fighter because you're 5-0 as a pro now, but you were 6-0 as an amateur, so you're not used to losing. You're used to going in there and winning. How much better are you now than when you first started? I mean, obviously, I know clearly you're a lot better, but just tell me a little bit about your evolution as a fighter and maybe where you've grown the most since you've become a professional.
Good call. I treat every day as a learning experience, every day as an opportunity to get better, whether it be in martial arts or whether it be in a person as a person or personal development. And you know, God blesses us with every day. Sometimes we make less than good decisions, but He gives us another day, and usually He gives us another day, and when he does, that means that we have the opportunity to do better. I don't compare myself to kind of my past, and I just try to do my best. I try to get a little better every day, and yes, I have evolved from each fight. Each fight has its own story, has its own. Some of them were I faced adversity. Some of them were maybe a quicker one, but each fight I learned something about myself, and it's been a great journey. I'm grateful for every opponent that gave me their best, and I gave them my best, and God gave me the victory, and I give all glory to Him. Every time I step in there, I He's with me, and He strengthens me, He protects me, and I'm glad I'm able to get the victory. But um, even through victory or defeat, I want to give him the glory, and I want to be able to have that have that sense of peace that whatever outcome that happens, as long as I give my best, I'm able to reflect him in some way, and um, it's been a great evolution. I've developed in my jujitsu, developed in my Muay Thai, and been able to put it together. Face different opponents, some of them heavy strikers, some of them with a wrestling background, but I was able to come out with a victory. And this fight, I've been focusing on my striking for sure, and we'll see how it plays in, and you know it's exciting. You enter the unknown. You kind of enter the unknown when you enter each fight. You have a idea of what's going to happen, and visualization comes into play a lot. Strengthening your mind in that aspect. But you have to be ready for anything, and that's what I'm doing. I'm getting ready for all scenarios. I'm getting ready for feeling tired. I'm getting ready for maybe getting a little, maybe getting a hard shot, but my mental capacity is there. I'm ready for what's going to happen, and preparing for all scenarios. And Darian Weeks is a good test. I'm not taking anything away from him, but to think about it, I don't want to. There's a happy medium of a good amount of respect or too much respect. If you give your opponent too much respect, you're not playing your game. You're worried about what he's doing. And I know my skill level. Each day, each fight, we develop ourselves to know ourselves, know what we're capable of, and also pushing our capacities, pushing our limits. But each fight, each type of training, I kind of know a little bit better about myself, what I'm capable of, and I'm not putting any limitations on myself. But I know I'm capable of beating him, and with God, anything's possible.
Now, Darian is 5-0 now as a pro, but he had a really extensive amateur career. I believe he was like 15-3 or 14-4, something like that. A lot of amateur fights. When you look at him, I think you guys are both very well rounded, but is there like one area of his game that you feel like maybe you're going to have a big advantage come fight night?
I don't know about advantage. I think you know, just the way was brought up, the way I was trained. I feel like I have a better skill set than him. I feel that, I have a great level of jujitsu. I've been received a great teaching in jujitsu. I've received the highest level of training in Muay Thai, and I was just able to immerse myself in that for 9 years and counting. So just for that process, of course, he might have had a lot of fights. Of course, he has a lot of experience through that. But you know, the skill level, I feel like I've just been blessed with a great coaches and receiving that technique, and I believe that's going to shine through. I also just bringing the technique that my coaches blessed me with, and bringing in my heart, bringing in God. It's a hard thing to beat.
Who will be in your corner come fight night?
My coach Michael Costa, my main coach Michael Costa, my jiu-jitsu coach Leandro Lorenko, and my teammate Marco Lopez.
And obviously this will be at the Apex, so you're not going to have thousands of screaming fans there in the arena. It'll be more of an intimate setting. Are you one of those fighters that gets a charge out of screaming fans and you fight better, or does that not really matter to you one way or the other? Once you step inside of the cage, you're dialed in, focused, whether it's a loud crowd or no crowd.
Yes, sir. That's a good contrast of having a million people there, or having it quiet. I've experienced both with COVID. There was no audience for my past couple fights, and during my amateur career, there was a rowdy crowd or a large crowd throughout that. And you know, I'm ready. I'm ready for the big crowds when they come, because I know that's an opportunity. I know it's gonna be a situation, an environment that I have to be in. But I kind of like that intimate setting of just zoned in, quiet, and sometimes you get like that tunnel vision when you're in there, but it's even more emphasized when nobody's there, nobody's cheering. You got your coach in your corner, and me and my coach have a great camaraderie, great relationship. So his energy, he brings the same intensity of energy that I bring. We're on a good frequency, and so it's game time when it goes in there, and the no crowd just makes it even more serious.
Now, Contender Series is known for finishes. That's what Dana White, he's made it clear he wants people that are going there looking for a finish, supposedly an early finish if you can get one. That's what he likes. But do you feel that pressure to go in there and do that and have a highlight reel knockout or submission, or are you just going to go in there, understand that this is a difficult test, against an undefeated guy, and you just want to perform your best regardless of how it shakes out?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm looking to do my best in there. I'm looking to I am looking to get a solid shot in there, whether it be a kick, whether it be a punch, whether it be, getting a dominant position in jiu-jitsu. Of course, I'm not going to look for the ground game too much, but if it ends up there, I'm confident there. I believe I'm able to submit him there, get a dominant position, maybe ground and pound and submit him there. But I'm looking to showcase my skills, and if he wants to stand up, we'll see who the better man is there, and that makes an exciting fight. And yeah, I believe I'm capable of taking him out, So it's gonna it's gonna be exciting. I want to, I'm putting it in God's hands for sure, but you know, when you want something, you kind of you kind of have an expectation. You kind of, search for something. So I'm open to all I'm open to all scenarios that happen, and but I'm going for the finish for sure. It's not. I'm not gonna extend it, try to stretch out the fight. I'm going for the finish.
It's clear interviewing you for the first time that you're not the trash talking type. You're a humble, respectful guy. So I'm not asking you to get your Conor McGregor on here and make a Mystic Mac prediction or anything like that. But when you do look at how this fight ends, how do you see it ending? Do you think it gets out of the first round, or do you feel like you're going to finish him early, or what do you think? First, second, third?
I've been thinking about that. There's I've seen some film on him, and he's a grinder as well. He has some good cardio, and he makes it to the later rounds. Maybe not as clean when he makes it to the later rounds, but he has the heart to get there. And he has the heart to persevere. I've been I've been visualizing scenarios where we're both tired. It's the third round, and it comes down to willpower. I've been visualizing getting a solid shot, first round knockout, and just outmaneuvering him. If he puts me in a bad position, then I'm ready for it, and I'll look to reverse that. And you know, if I had it my way, first round knockout, solid shot, you know. But sometimes it's not my will, but God's will be done.
Yeah. All right. Very well said. I'll tell you, pleasure interviewing you here for the first time, Josh. I can't wait for this fight. September the 7th, Dana White's Contender Series. You all can watch it on ESPN Plus. Josh Quinlan, Darian Weeks, main event welterweight bout. Before I let you go, man, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where to follow you on social media, and if you have anyone to thank, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Ryan. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God, Jesus Christ, that he's my number one relationship that I have. Thank you to One Fight Team and my coaches there, brought me up since the beginning. My teammates, my Marco Lopez, and everyone there. Everyone's my teammate there. Everybody gives me energy, from the kids training to people just pushing themselves, trying to get better. And shout out to Coach Steve Pellegrino. Shout out to Coach Casey, and everybody along the way. Have a good energy, a good group in Hawaii that's supporting me. My friends and family there, and I'm just looking to represent where I came from, represent myself, and the journey I chose. So I'm excited. I think that's about it. Iridium Sports Agency for making it happen and taking care of me throughout each of my fights. And thank you, Brian, for the opportunity to have a good interview and get to know you.
Hey, it's my pleasure. I look forward to chatting with you again soon. Best of skill come fight night, and we'll do this again here down the road.
Thank you so much, Ryan. You have a great day.